Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek, and it's Saturday, which means it's UFO News Day. Right, so let's just get on with it, shall we? Right, I'm back. Before we start, don't forget, point it wrong way, up there. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos and all that stuff with your friends. Or the alien will get you. He's up there, look. No, he's up there. I keep pointing in the wrong direction. Apologies for no backdrop today. No Travis Walton or Fire in the Sky or me curtains. Because you know what? I'm lazy and I couldn't be bothered setting it up. So you have to put up with my living room. Because I've got some software, was it XSplit software, that's supposed to remove the background, but it's acting up, and it's making my computer go all jerky for some reason. I don't know why. I'm supposed to have a computer with lots of memory, but it's still rubbish. Maybe I need a new graphics card to help boost it a bit. I don't know. Anyway, but that's enough of my tales of woe. Let's get the news up. I pressed the wrong button, look, and get rid of myself. I've been abducted. Hey, I'm back. There we go. Right, this first story, it was quite a big story earlier on this week. You might have seen it on... I first saw it on... Actually, no, I'm lying. I didn't first see it on YouTube. A Facebook friend, Neil, posted it on his Facebook feed, and then I saw it on, completely unrelated, on Third Phase of Moon, on their YouTube channel. They were covering it. So this is interesting. Right, UFO sighted in erroneously posted, quote, erroneously posted logo for US intelligence agency. And there's a video of probably something that's unrelated. A US intelligence agency said it was a mistake that a logo posted on their website included a UFO. Or UAP. The National Intelligence Manager for Aviation posted a message on their website featuring what appeared to be a new logo. The logo showed a series of planes flying over the United States, including what appeared to be a flying saucer. And here's the logo. Office of the Director of National Intelligence, Nim Aviation. And here's the logo. Obviously, we see some regular aircraft. There's an airliner type thing. A fighter jet, some sort of drone, and some sort of advanced aerial vehicle, Aurora type craft that goes at a funny angle there for some reason, showing its capabilities. And then down here, we can just see it, look, there we go. Down here, there's a flying saucer. I don't know how they've shoved it down there, out of the way, I don't know, but anyway, but it was really on their website, as I'll show you soon. And it says, this mistakenly posted... Can you read that? That's a bit dim, isn't it? This mistakenly used logo posted by Nim Aviation, Office of the Director of Naval Intelligence. Right. The department serves as the principal advisor on air domain issues to the Director of National Intelligence. The agency's new logo was first noticed by UFO researcher and filmmaker Jeremy Corbell, who posted about it on Twitter. He's done some documentaries and stuff, hasn't he, Jeremy Corbell? And he's a friend of George Knapp, and I think has he done some stuff on Bob Lazar as well? Probably, if it's got George Knapp as a friend, he probably has. Radical, I still can't believe they did this, he wrote. This is his tweet. Not a bad new logo for the National Intelligence Manager for Aviation, a Lazar UFO in the official seal. Ha 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 ha. Radical, I still can't believe they did this. And there he's showing it with it on the page, which I'll show you in a moment. Soon afterwards, a spokesperson said the logo was erroneously posted and was unofficial and incorrect. The logo also included what appeared to be the outline of a Russian Sukhoi Su-57 Felon fighter. Including a Russian plane in a US government logo would be highly unusual. I mean, some people have said that, but it could be an American plane, because it's like cars, isn't it? Cars nowadays, they all look the same, more or less, don't they? And I think fighter jets are starting to look pretty much alike, aren't they? These days, because they'll all be created on, on computers. Oh, is that it? Is that the end? Oh, right, yes, that's the end of that. Right, so if we go over to the Nim Aviation website, the official one, there we go, www.airdomainintelligence.mil, it shows it's a proper government military website. As you can see, it just looks like a regular government type website. National Aviation Intelligence Integration Office, United States of America. And there's a message from the executive director, all the usual, snazzy logos that they have. But that's not what it looked like not so long ago, because they changed it. They put the UFO logo in, and then they changed it back pretty quickly. If you use the Internet Archive, the Wayback Machine, and you type in, the, can you see it there? Yes, the airdomainintelligence.mil. You can see there's a few times it's been changed. 14th of June, I checked those. That's just a regular website. And then down here in September, this is when the changes occurred and the new, excuse me, the UFO logo was inserted and then got rid of. So if you go to one of them, I think this 25th one, I think I checked. There you go. Go away, you. There you go. There it is on the website, the UFO logo. There it is. But everything else is the same. Notice the background image, that's got the UFO in. If you can you see it there, down there? Got the UFO in, and the watermark background image. And they've even got it in there. Can you see it there? Just at the edge there. The Global Air Hub. They've even included the image there, so it's a pretty big mistake, isn't it? And they've got it there at the bottom as well. The bottom of the website, you can just make it out there. You can't see it for my fat head. I'll just get rid of myself again. There you go. It's there again, at the bottom of the image. So if it were a mistake, it were a pretty big one, wasn't it? I wonder if somebody's got a rollicking for this. They might have been renditioned to somewhere. But yeah, so it's interesting, isn't it? It's very interesting why this were included. They haven't said it were hacked. They've just said it were, done by mistake. So does that mean this is going to be a future logo that they're going to have, and it will just unveil too soon, or was it just somebody, within the office, maybe a disgruntled worker uploading it? Somebody who had access. So it's not technically a hack. It's somebody who had access to the website and able to update it and put this on. I don't know, because it looks like, a government, it looks like it's been designed, doesn't it, by some design company. So, but it's very interesting. Is this all part of disclosure? Probably, to be honest. I think it probably is. And I bet something similar to this will appear on various government military websites before very long. So there you go. So it's not there anymore. If you go there now, as I've said, it's not there now. But it was there for at least 2 or 3 days, I think. Let's check, shall we? Let's look on the 27th. We'll open that in a new tab. And we'll see what that gives us. It might take a while to load up. They sometimes do. Because it's got to go searching. So while we're waiting for that, I'll have a little drink of coffee in my Mercury Rapids mug. Don't forget, it's underneath stuff. Mercury Rapids is available on Amazon. Oh, there we go, we're back again. Oh no, see, this is on the 27th. See, that's gone, that's back to normal there, look. So let's try this 26th one. We'll go to that one and see what that one's like. So at least 2 days, I think. At least 2 days it were up for, I do believe. How do you notice it, though? It's a Jeremy Corbell noticed it. It's like a pretty obscure website, innit? I've never even heard of Nim Aviation, airdomainintelligence.mil. So how did he find it? Did somebody tell him? Did he have an inside source that said, here, pardon me, check out this website? It's there, look there, it was there, so it's been there for at least 2 days, 25th and 26th of September. So there you go. And then they took it down on the 27th, or late on the 26th maybe. So there you go. So I find that really interesting that they've somebody's made a mistake, and they're probably paying for it now. They're probably having electrodes fastened to the soft parts of their bodies somewhere in Eastern Europe somewhere. I bet they are. Anyway, so we'll move on from that one. That is an interesting story, but nothing more, because, as I said, it was swept under the rug pretty quickly, as they are. Right, Daily Star. Earth is being pummeled by derelict alien spacecraft left to rot in space. Can you see that? Yes, you can. When scientists thought they had created 2 new minerals, I'm going to mispronounce these, Hydeite and Brezinaite, they assumed they only existed inside their lab, but they were shocked to find that they were actually already out there, out there. Cue X-Files theme. Right, Earth is being pummeled by derelict alien spacecraft. A new study has claimed. The strange claim came from a team of Venezuelan researchers and scientists who have been looking to the invention of 2 minerals in 1975. I've just said these, haven't I? Hydeite and Brezinaite. Apologies if I'm saying that wrong to all you scientific boffins out there. Were created in a US laboratory, yet somehow ended up being found on Earth in fragments of meteorites a few years later. And it is now being theorised that those pieces and the many found since were actually from alien spacecraft left to rot in space. Excuse me, I've got an itch right in between my shoulder blades. Crikey. The team, led by BP Embaid, I apologise. A physicist from the Central University of Venezuela said it is important to be open-minded and even provocative to consider the following question: are these meteoric mineral samples of meteoritic minerals? I'm struggling with this one, aren't I? Samples of extraterrestrial techno-signatures. And there's a picture of an alien. They can't help themselves, can they? What's that? Spoonbender Uri Geller says good aliens will reach Earth first and could live in UK. Yeah, I'm sure he does say that. He says a lot of stuff to Uri Geller, doesn't he? Right, where were we? The genesis of these meteoritic. Is there a difference between meteoric and meteoritic? Meteoritic minerals could require a controlled and sophisticated process not easily found in nature, such as being from derelict technology. Believability is robust only when additional experiments are conducted and verified independently that these are not natural. If many attempts are made and this hypothesis is still unfalsified, then we may start asking ourselves about the possibility that these minerals were made by industrial processes. In other words, that they are techno-signatures. And there's a picture of some UFOs about to crash into each other by the looks of it. The claim that the minerals come from derelict alien spacecraft is at odds with what a UFO expert claimed earlier this year. Anna Whitty, the author of UFOs: A Fundamental Truth, told the Daily Star that aliens actually already live on our planet, except they're underwater. Spelled there wrong. Except they're underwater. They're underwater what? They're underwater bases? You mean they're THEY''RE. Except they are underwater. Daily Star, God's sake. Unless it's Anna Whitty's, and they've just copied and pasted it from her email reply to them. Which doesn't bode well for a book, really, does it? Plus, you don't need an apostrophe in UFOs, really, to be honest. Anyway, whatever. Speaking exclusively to the Daily Star, Anna said, I do think they've always been here. If what Shirley said is right, and as she tells it is accurate, it is far more likely that aliens come from somewhere under the sea, or caves, or something like that, rather than another planet. Shirley, have I mentioned Shirley? Let's have a look. Oh, who's Shirley? Who's Shirley? I don't know. That's BP Embayed. Believability. Claim. Anna Whitty. Who's Shirley? I don't know who Shirley is. Maybe it'll tell us in a minute. It makes sense because there's a lot of evidence on the planet that there has been a massive cataclysm every few thousand years. If humans on the surface are being reset to the Stone Age every several thousands of years, and these people are somewhere where they are more protected because they are underground, then perhaps their development in technology and intelligence is continuing on an upwards trajectory, whereas we're reset. It's also possible that maybe they aren't beings at all, but they can make you think you're seeing what you're not seeing. Oh, pardon me, it's not a burpee. I've just had a bacon and egg sandwich. I do apologise. I know I shouldn't. I should have had some lovely cereals or some porridge on a cool day like this. But I just fancied a bacon and egg sandwich. So who's Shirley? I don't know who Shirley is. Anyway, and it doesn't tell us. But yeah, that's interesting. I suppose... I mean, that might happen quite regularly. It probably does, when they create new minerals or discover new elements. The manufacture them on Earth, heavy elements and stuff, and then they find out that they do exist naturally, out in space, but not on Earth. I suppose that happens probably more times than we'd think. But it is an interesting theory that there's bits or derelict spacecraft orbiting the Earth or floating about out there in space that sometimes crash to Earth. And it's also interesting that, we get reset every few thousand years, which a lot of people do believe. And, I don't disbelieve that. So it could be an earlier technology. Rather than an alien technology, it could be an earlier, human technology. I mean, I'm a big fan of Stargate, as you may know. And one of the basic things of the series, the Stargate series, is that we're not the first evolution of humans. There's been humans before on Earth and elsewhere. That actually came from out there to begin with. And so that's a similar, theory to what they're saying here. But yeah, very interesting. And there we go. Earth is being pummeled by derelict alien spacecraft. It's a great title, isn't it? It's a great title. Right, this is a little video in plain sight. It's only a minute and a half, but we'll watch it. There's no article to go with it, not that I noticed. No, there isn't, look. No, there isn't. No article to go with it. It's just a little video. I think it might be a trailer. How far will the government go to obfuscate and what they know about UFOs and ETs? Experts, retired CIA and former counterintelligence officers disclose what they've heard and seen in plain sight to the intelligence community and UFOs. So it's only a minute and a half, so let's have a look. I hope I don't get a copyright strike. We will see. I better put the volume up, haven't I? Right, off we go.
With all due respect to the Air Force, I believe that some of them will prove to be of interplanetary origin.
I walk into a building, there was a closed circuit camera showing a picture of an ET on the camera.
It was not extraterrestrial, it was extratemporal. Time travelers.
People have gone down this rabbit hole many times, and they come out on the dark side in all this because they know that they'll never win.
Lies, deception, manufacturing the truth.
There's this secrecy over Roswell, that particular incident, that the government has never addressed.
And that's been the greatest mystery, is like, what is the answer?
We knew that this person was a hybrid.
They threatened the civilian population, and there were a lot of them, with death. They said, if you talk about this, we're not only going to kill you, we're going to kill your whole family.
That's it. That's it. Oh. Go away, see Bruce Willis. Yeah, that was interesting. I saw Richard Doty in there and probably some other famous UFO people. Yeah, but that trailer, it looked like a trailer, didn't it? But it didn't say when it was coming out. Maybe it's out already, I don't know. But that looks very interesting. I'll keep an eye out for that. We'll check on YouTube and see if it was a traitor. That a Freudian slip. A trailer. Right, next. Upcoming missions. You see that? Yep. Could search for alien technology within the solar system. Over 60 years ago, the first search for extraterrestrial intelligence, SETI, known as Project Ozma, was conducted. This campaign was led by legendary astronomer Frank Drake. Have I said, by the way, all the links are in the description below. And don't forget to like and subscribe, like I've said before. Frank Drake, which relied on the 85-1 Tatel telescope at the Green Bank Observatory in West Virginia to listen to Tau Ceti and Epsilon Eridani for any signs of radio transmissions. Since then, the field of SETI has become more sophisticated thanks to more advanced radio telescopes, improved data analysis, and international collaboration. In the coming years, SETI will also benefit from advances in exoplanet studies and next-generation instruments and surveys. In addition to examining exoplanets for signs of technological activity, aka techno-signatures, there's that word again, that was in the second article, wasn't it? About, derelict spacecraft. There are also those who recommend that we look for them here at home. Examples include the Galileo project, which is dedicated to studying interstellar objects, ISOs, and unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP. There's also the Penn State Extraterrestrial Intelligence Center, a research group dedicated to advancing SETI through the search for techno-signatures, that word again. In a recent paper, they explain how future SETI efforts should consider looking for extraterrestrial technology in our solar system. Roll down a bit. See, I've made it here. Look, this website's so wide, and I've got that there. Shall I move that out of the way? I'll tell you what, I'll move that out of the way. I don't know. Where are we? There, because I undo that, and then I can move this over there, can't I, like that? There we go. I'll do that. There. Now you can see all that now, can't you? Hey. Right, where were we? I'll scroll down a bit. The P-SETI Centre consists of researchers from Penn State University, the Blue Marble Space Institute of Science, BMSIS, or BMSIS, the SETI Institute, the Planetary Science Institute, PSI, NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, JPL, and multiple universities. The paper they recently authored was the subject of a report titled Opportunities for Techno-Signature Science, that word again, in the Planetary Science and Astrobiology Decadal Survey. I presume that means over decades. Presented in the first Penn State SETI Symposium, which took place from June 27th to 30th. And there's a nice artist's impression of an alien civilization. Where's the alien civilization? I can't see an alien civilization. Can you? No, I can't. For the entirety of its history, the field of SETI has been predominantly focused on observing distant star systems and galaxies for signs of technological activity. Thus, these surveys have all searched for signs of radio transmissions, since it is the most effective communication method grounded in well-known physics by our standards. But in the coming years, SETI researchers hope to cast a wider net and research for other means of communication, such as directed energy, neutrinos, and even gravitational waves. And these and other possibilities were outlined in NASA's Techno-Signature Report, that word again, released in 2019. In addition, there is a growing movement among SETI researchers that want to expand the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, ETI, here at home. Dr. Jacob Hack Misra, apologies. the senior research investigator at the Blue Marble Space Institute of Science and the report's lead author, is one such person. Hack-Misra's research is focused on the conditions that allow life to emerge and thrive in the universe and the possibility of detecting life on other planets through signs of biological, biosignatures, or technological activity. As he told Universe Today via email, most SETI searchers have focused on looking for technosignatures in other star systems, while only a handful have looked for technosignatures in our own solar system. We cannot yet rule out the possibility of technosignatures, it should be a drinking game, shouldn't it, in the solar system, so it would be worthwhile to look. For years, Hack-Misra's work has also focused on the types of technosignatures. I'm going to have a drink. We should be looking for. This included a NASA-funded study he conducted in 2020 alongside Professor Adam Frank of the University of Rochester, Avi Loeb and Manasvi Lingam, from the Harvard and Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, and Jason Wright from Pennsylvania State University. This study was aimed at looking for traces of chlorofluorocarbons, CFS. I thought they were CFCs. Because that's what caused the ozone layer to get a hole in it, wasn't it, chlorofluorocarbons? Anyway, specifically tetrafluoromethane, CF4, and trichlorofluoromethane, CCI3F, or is that CC13? I don't know. CCI3F. In exoplanet atmospheres and large arrays of solar panels. And there's Oumuamua, artist's impression of the first interstellar object, Oumuamua, discovered on October 19th, 2017, by the Pan-STARRS 1 telescope in Hawaii. And everybody thinks, it's like a cigar-shaped object, but they've actually found out it's probably like a pancake, in it. It's a flat, roundish object, in it. That's what they say. I don't believe them. I think they're lying. I think it's a spaceship and it's cigar-shaped. So there. Earlier this year, Hack-Misra teamed up again with Frank, Wright, Lingam and other colleagues to author a study about how the James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, could search for extraterrestrial civilizations by looking for signs of atmospheric pollution. But as Hack-Misra expressed, SETI research also needs to expand to consider technological activity and objects that could be here in our solar system. Such efforts have received a boost in recent years thanks to the interstellar objects ISOs like Oumuamua, which flew by Earth in 2017, and 2I Borisov, detected 2 years later. The detection of these objects confirmed what astronomers had suspected for some time, which is that ISOs enter the solar system on a regular basis. Other research showed that some of these visitors are periodically captured by the solar system and even suggested where some of them could be found today. Last but not least, multiple proposals have been made since 2017 for missions that could rendezvous with Oumuamua, that'd be good, or intercept future ISOs and retrieve samples from them. Even if one of these ISOs were artificial in origin, the scientific returns would be immeasurable. It takes some rendezvousing though with Oumuamua, because I think that's going pretty fast. Anyway, if there are any von Neumann probes in the solar system, especially in the main asteroid belt, that rings a bell, does that? Von Neumann probes. Is that like probes disguised as like asteroids? Let's have a look. I'll open that in a new tab and we'll check that. That's what it is, isn't it? Why would the alien civilization send out von Neumann probes? In 1948-49, mathematician, physicist and computer scientist and engineer John von Neumann introduced the world to his idea of universal assemblers, a species, of self-replicating robots. So, yes, that's what they are, yeah. I once wrote a short story about that, about how life was seeded on Earth by alien self-replicating robots. But that's enough of that. Right, if there are any von Neumann probes in the solar system, especially in the main asteroid belt and the Kuiper belt and the Oort cloud, where they would be hardest to detect, then relatively low-cost missions to search for them could provide similar returns. Hack-Misra described what form these missions could take and how they might look for possible technosignatures. That word again. Orbiters, rovers and probes that explore... Oh, tickling now, sorry. Orbiters, rovers, and probes that explore planetary bodies will be well suited to constrain the presence of technosignatures on surfaces. Missions that observe small bodies such as asteroids and Kuiper Belt objects would be ideal for looking for free-floating or orbiting artifacts in space. Ground and space-based observatories might also be able to help with the research. This is very similar, isn't it, to what these chaps in Venezuela said in that previous article, isn't it? Derelict spacecraft. These goals are consistent with the planetary... How long does this go on for? Are we nearly at the end? Yeah, right. Sorry. I don't read them beforehand. I just look at the titles and think, that's interesting. And then sometimes they go on a bit, don't they? Never mind. These goals are consistent with the Planetary Science and Astrobiology Decadal Survey 2023 to 2032, drafted by the National Research Council, NRC, and released on April 19, 2022. The survey recommends several missions for the coming decade, like a Uranus orbiter. I'm not going to say Uranus. Giggle. But then Uranus is still funny, isn't it? Because it's about wee-wee. Like a Uranus orbiter and probe, UOP, and Enceladus or Enceladus. I've always said Enceladus, but I've seen proper scientists say Enceladus. But I'm still going to say Enceladus. And then, Enceladus orbiter and lander, and the crewed exploration of the Moon and Mars. An ISO intercept mission is also recommended, like the Comet Interceptor mission, the European Space Agency, ESA, and the Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA. Cool name. It's nearly as cool as Roscosmos, isn't it, the Russian one? Are developing, as is indicated in the survey. It is expected that in the coming decade, the discovery rate of ISOs will increase dramatically by discovering and characterising additional ISOs. Remember, they're interstellar objects that come. Will be able to compare them to small body populations in the solar system and potentially constrain their birthplace. Eh? Hack Misra and his colleagues note in their report that such a mission would also provide opportunities to constrain the presence of technosignatures on ISOs. As he explained, this would require no changes in the mission architecture or instrumentation. We are encouraging scientists and mission planners to consider the kind of technosignature science they can already do with their existing solar system exploration program. Our report highlights a number of ways in which the recommendations of the Decadal Survey could advance technosignature science without needing to add any new instrumentation. For example, the ongoing Mars exploration program can place constraints on technosignatures on the surface of Mars by analysing the high-resolution images that arise from other science on Mars. A lot of people are doing that already, aren't they, and seeing what they think are like buildings and statues and stuff on Mars. I think that's what it means, isn't it? Interpreting high-resolution images and finding evidence of, civilization, basically. The goals of the PSETI report are also consistent with those of the Galileo project, which will rely on astronomical, atmospheric and space-based observations combined with machine learning algorithms, AI, to characterise ISOs and UAFs. The project will rely on instruments like the Vera C. Rubin Observatory, VRO, which will detect ISOs as they enter our solar system at a rate of a couple per month. Once it begins its legacy survey of space and time, that sounds that bit Doctor Who-y, doesn't it? Legacy survey of space and time, LSST, alongside the many next-generation observatories that will be operational soon. The number of known ISOs is expected to increase exponentially. Oh, yeah. If it's going to be, a couple per month, then yeah. In the meantime, Hack Misra and his team hope that their paper will inspire aspiring SETI researchers and veterans in the field to look beyond traditional boundaries. With some simple modifications, missions destined for locations throughout the solar system in the coming years could also become frontline SETI missions, as Hack Misra summarised. We hope that our report will encourage scientists, mission planners and administrators to consider the relevance of technosignatures techno-signature science to their existing and planned missions. We have many capabilities for constraining the prevalence of techno-signatures in the solar system, and so it is worth considering the possibility as we continue to explore the solar system. Throughout our solar system, there are countless places where defunct extraterrestrial spacecraft might be lingering, just like another article. According to recent research, ISOs captured by the solar system are most likely to be found between the orbits of Jupiter and Neptune. As for functioning probes and von Neumann machines, the smart money says they would be beyond the orbit of Neptune, residing in the Kuiper belt or the Oort cloud. For all we know, there could be dozens of probes in our solar system that are looking for biosignatures and technosignatures themselves. And there you go. So that were heady, wasn't it? So that's it. Science is getting more used to looking for aliens, isn't it? Techno-signatures, that's the buzzword, isn't it, of this week, apparently. Crikey. But it's been a theory for donkey's years, hasn't it, that, that there could be alien probes in our solar system. I mean, for the decades that people have talked about that, haven't they, saying that there could be in the asteroid belt and stuff like that, and we could, we could just, not ignore them, but not notice them because they just look like space rocks, because over the years they've become battered and covered in dust. And some of the asteroids that we've seen, haven't we? Like there's one that's like a diamond shape. I'm thinking that looks like a spaceship, doesn't it? It's just covered in dust and rubble that it's accumulated over the years. But no, it's an asteroid, they say. Right. I think this is it's not the last one, it's the second to last one. Contact with ET, how would humanity react? This is from space.com. The announcement that we have discovered alien life, if indeed it ever comes, would be one of the biggest moments in human history, and the ripple effects will be huge as well. Unidentified flying objects, UFO organisations and specialists have been calling for full disclosure that alien contact has already occurred and could even be underway now, given highly publicised recent UFO reports or unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP, as they've been rebranded. Rebrand makes it sound like a product, doesn't it? Which I suppose it is. Spotted by US military pilots. Meanwhile, powerful observatories like NASA's new James Webb Space Telescope are giving us highly detailed looks at the universe. Eventually, such data could tell us that Earth is not the only inhabited planet. Perhaps even that life is common throughout the cosmos. That knowledge would have far-reaching effects on our view of ourselves and our place in the universe. Researchers are looking into the potential psychological impacts of such an announcement, which some people might have a hard time accepting. It's not going to be another Brookings report, is it? Carol Cleland, I might mention it, we'll see. Carol Cleland, apologies, is a professor in the Department of Philosophy at the University of Colorado, Boulder. She is also director of the university's Centre for the Study of Origins and the SETI Institute affiliate. She's going to mention techno-signatures. Cleland, apologies again, I'll say Cleland, thinks it's very premature to say that Earthlings have had contact with ET. No, it ain't. Especially since we don't have the unredacted technical information about the behaviour of UAPs supposedly buzzing about in our airspace. Unredacted. Oh dear. So that suggests that somebody in the government has, the unredacted technical information, which proves that ETs are in contact with the government, or the government knows more about the, ET craft. Anyway, all we have are some subjective summaries that have been sensationalised, Cleland says. Harvard's Galileo project is a secular attempt to acquire the pertinent technical information to address this question scientifically. Heading that Galileo project initiative is astrophysicist Avi Loeb of Harvard University. Loeb says that previous protocols for possible contact with extraterrestrial intelligence were mostly inspired by the possibility of detecting radio signals from planetary systems around distant stars. Given that the nearest star system, Alpha Centauri, that's Proxima Centauri, isn't it, is 4.4 light years away, such signals would require a decade or more for a round-trip conversation. As a result, they do not bear consequences to our immediate future, he told Space.com. But a different type of contact could deliver a prompt impact, Loeb said. It concerns physical objects from another civilization that are already within the solar system. See, we're repeating ourselves here, aren't we? The arriving hardware need not be brainless, but could possess artificial intelligence, AI, seeking information about the habitable region around the sun, our backyard. They're going to mention it, aren't they? They're going to mention techno-signatures. I can see it coming. I can feel it in my bones. The stated goal of the Galileo project is to bring the hunt for possible signatures, we're getting there, of alien technological civilizations from accidental or anecdotal observations and legends, like Atlantis, is that what they're on about, to the mainstream of transparent, validated and systematic scientific research, according to its website. As part of that work, the Galileo project... I've gone too far there. There we go. As part of that work, the Galileo project aims to identify the nature of UAP. The Galileo project is designing and employing high-tech gear in a search for possible extraterrestrial equipment near Earth. An encounter with such objects would enable instant contact without a significant delay in communication time, Loeb said. The potential for an immediate engagement changes the response protocol relative to a delayed radio signal, just as it does for an in-person meeting, compared to a letter which is delayed by surface mail, he said. Loeb pointed out that there is no current international agreement on how humanity should engage with a visiting object or extraterrestrial object. It will be prudent to formulate such guidelines before they are needed, he added. Any engagement could have implications for the future of humanity and should not be left to the spontaneous whims of a small team of researchers. Oh, pardon me. Loeb said, since this is an international matter, the United Nations has the responsibility for formulating the contact protocol. They've already got one. The safest course of action would be to use passive instrumentation to collect as much data as possible about any objects of interest, Loeb advised. This would include monitoring their response to unrelated human activities. Given this information, we should weigh the risks and benefits that will result from different engagements, he said. The decision tree on how to proceed will have branches that depend on the object's properties and behaviour. Since it is difficult to forecast these unknowns in advance, decisions will have to be reached in real time. What we do know about alien life today... what do we know about alien life today? Nothing, said Linda Billings, a consultant at NASA's astrobiology program and Planetary Defense Coordination Office. It's like Shadow, Supreme Headquarters Alien Defense Organization. UFO, look it up, it's a great series. That's what she's doing. No, that's... Planetary Defense Coordination Office. That's to do with asteroids and stuff heading our way into the DART probe that was recently smashed into that little asteroid. That was part of the Planetary Defense Office missions. Right, some scientists believe that single-celled life must exist or must have existed somewhere else in our solar system, Billings said. Some believe that life must have evolved elsewhere in the universe. Panspermia, that's what they're talking about. Professor Wickramasinghe and Fred Hoyle, they brought that to the forefront, didn't they? A long time ago. Some believe that life that must have evolved elsewhere in the universe. Some believe that life must be common throughout the universe, she added. Some believe intelligent life must have evolved elsewhere. Some believe in hope for a universe teeming with intelligent life. Believe is the correct word here, not knowing. Public opinion research provides at best a faint indicator of what everybody else thinks, believes and hopes for and hopes for with regard to extraterrestrial intelligent ETI life, Billings said, and barely begins to probe differences in thinking and belief across cultural boundaries. Our thinking about ETI to date has been largely anthropocentric, ethnocentric, Western-centric, she said. How long we got to go? No, we're getting there. Billings said that SETI currently rests on a pile of assumptions, most notably that extraterrestrial life will have evolved the same way that life has evolved here on Earth. Also, it generally assumes that advanced alien life will have developed intelligence similar to human intelligence. It could be argued that, couldn't it? I mean, there's other forms of intelligence even on Earth, isn't there? They said dolphins are intelligent and crows are intelligent, but they've a different sort of intelligence, aren't they? They're problem-solving intelligence, crows and, primates and stuff. But dolphins have a more like a social intelligence, don't they, and empathy and stuff like that. Is that a human-like intelligence? I don't know. Then there's intelligence that for tool making, isn't there? Some animals have that, don't they? Some animals make tools, simple tools. They're not making. They haven't got a lathe, have they? But you think, a technology, an intelligence that wants to form a civilization, wants to travel space, has to make tools, so they've got to have some way to manipulate those tools, which generally means they're going to have, some form of, I'm doing it, you can't see it, they've got to have some form of way of manipulating, like fingers or suckers or something like that, to manipulate those tools, to build things. God, that would hard work, wasn't it? Anyway, in addition, Billings continued, SETI scientists assume that intelligent extraterrestrial beings will have developed the same kinds of technologies that humans have, and that these beings will be as curious about the possibility of intelligent life beyond their star system as we are. These are assumptions, not facts, said Billings. They're not assumptions, they're theories, aren't they? Just guesses, aren't they? As to the consequences, and you can have educated guesses, can't you? That's a lot of science is an educated guess, and then they make an educated guess, test it, and then they find out that it's right. Anyway, as to the consequences of human contact with extraterrestrial intelligence, and again, the assumption here is that humans will be able to recognise and communicate with it, I am not at all convinced that such an event will be world-changing, she said. It is a common claim with no evidence to back it up. In addition, it's not possible to predict how, when and where contact might be made. The cultural conditions under which such an event might occur are and will remain unknown. I think it would be world-changing, but not in the way that a lot of people fear. I don't think it would cause riots and panic and stuff like that. Because a lot of people would say, yeah, well, we told you. We've known all along that there's life out there. I think most people would be like that. Or a few people would be like that, and most people would be like, well, does it affect me? Does it affect the cost of a loaf of bread and a pint of milk? No. Well, then I don't care. Most people would be like that. And there'd be other people that say, I still don't believe it. There'd be like some religious people or, people that are just super skeptical. They just say, I don't believe you. Because some people don't believe anything. Some people believe everything. Some people don't believe anything. Right, code cracking. Loeb sees things differently. First of all, in order to avoid catastrophic misinterpretations, as in the Trojan horse story from the ancient Greek mythology, Loeb said that data must be analysed carefully within the broadest possible mindset. Deciphering the intent of intelligent extraterrestrial equipment may resemble the challenge of breaking the code of an encryption device, Loeb said, pointing to the film Arrival as an example. I didn't like that film. In that 2016 sci-fi drama, a linguist works with the US military to communicate with alien life forms. What would be required is a team of linguists and computer scientists doing work resembling that led by Alan Turing in breaking the Nazis' Enigma code during World War II, said Loeb. We might need to rely on our AI systems in figuring out the intent of extraterrestrial AI systems, said Loeb. It'd be like, I think it'd be more like what we saw in the film Contact, where they got pages and pages of data from Vega, from the aliens on Vega. and we had no way to work out how to do it. But then they found, there were clues hidden in the transmission, like 1 + 1 = 2, 1 plus, that says true, 1 + 1 = 3, not true, and that's how they found, how to decipher it. It's a bit like a Rosetta Stone, innit? Anyway, where were we? Get rid of that. A proper interpretation of prompt contact with extraterrestrial technologies, Loeb said, could bring about the most significant advance in our understanding of the reality around us in the entire history of humans. What is more, Loeb censors, this new understanding could have major consequences for our future aspirations in space. Our historic migration out of Africa started about 100,000 years ago, said Loeb. But our future migration out of Earth may be triggered by a dialogue with a messenger from afar that does not resemble anything we had seen before. Editor's note. Right, this story was updated at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on September 27th to clarify Carol Cleland's affiliation. She, not the University of Colorado Boulder's Center for the Study of Origins, is a SETI Institute affiliate. Leonard David is author, is that who wrote this, of the book Moonrush? I'm sure it's very good. Go and look up for it. So there you go. So it still didn't say, a quick bit at the end, but it still didn't say how would humanity react. It didn't really mention it, did it? Some said, it wouldn't affect us, and other people said it would. Stupid article. But it's showing that scientists are being more open to, extraterrestrial life, and the fact that extraterrestrial life could be sending things our way, techno signatures and all that. It's coming, I'm telling you. Right, last story. Where you're most likely to see a UFO in the UK. There are some hotspots in Britain and Europe. Can we see that? Hang on. I might have to move this over a little bit. Go on over there. There we go. Right, there's a UFO. That looks legit, doesn't it? Yeah. Are we alone in the universe? There are plenty of people who think humankind is not the only form of intelligent life in this or any other galaxy. Sightings of strange-looking craft in the sky have been reported across the world, and research has shown that some of the UFO hotspots around the globe. Experts at psychicworld.com analysed official sightings from across the UK and Europe, documenting the frequency of sightings, duration, and what kind of UFO was seen. They found that London is the UK's top UFO hotspot with 256 reported UFO sightings. England stands as Europe's UFO hotspot with 2,678 sightings lasting an average of 13.32 minutes each. Records are mainly of unexplained bright lights in the sky. Yeah. Each country in Europe has an average... Oh, sorry, another drink. Oh, pardon me. Oh, dear. Each country in Europe has had an average of 114 UFO sightings, which lasted an average of 10 minutes and 44 seconds. The most common type of UFO witnessed took the form of a light. And here's the list. Yeah, so there, we'll go down. London, 256. What is this? What? It doesn't say the time. Was this just last year or what? I don't know. It doesn't say, does it? I don't know. Is this just last year, or is this in a 5-year period, 10-year period? I don't know. It's not saying. Anyway, so there you go. So we've got London, Yorkshire. Yeah, that's second with 152. West Midlands, 136. Greater Manchester, boo, 79. Lancashire, boo, 77. Hampshire, 69. Merseyside, 59. Nottinghamshire, 55. Devon, 49. Avon, 49. Right. After London, Yorkshire, the UK's second most popular UFO hotspot, and rightly so, reporting 152 sightings in total, followed by the West Midlands in third place with 136 UFO sightings, Is this just England, by the way? It says UK, doesn't it? But there's none. They're all in England, aren't they? There's none in Scotland, none in Wales. Is that because they're more sparsely populated there? Probably. It's like 90% or whatever, 80% of the UK's population is in England, isn't it? Where were we? Lancashire, Greater Manchester and Merseyside also rank among the UK's top UFO hotspots, making Northern England a top destination for potential sightings of alien visitors, PsychicWorld.com found. After England, Scotland, here we go. Scotland ranks second with 242 confirmed sightings. These only last an average of 12.03 minutes, while Ireland's 209 sightings averaged 10.72 seconds. Seconds, oh, right. Bringing it into third place. Should that be minutes? I think that should be minutes. Should that be seconds? Because 12 minutes seeing a light's quite a lot, isn't it? Anyway, much like England, most witnesses in Scotland and Ireland have reported seeing a light formation in the sky. Right, we're on the countries now. Countries with most alien visits. Or UFO sightings. So that's England way at the top. Look, crikey. It is, that's way at the top. But they're all lights. Look, go down, all lights. Then we get to France, most seen, triangle. Wow, that's interesting, isn't it? And then light. So they're all like, oh, circles. Spain see circles. France see triangles. That's interesting, isn't it? Oh, that's it. That's the end. Oh, so there you go. But look at that, 2,678 for England. Wow. Does that mean England is a proper hub for UFOs compared to everywhere else? I mean, you'd think Germany would have more, wouldn't you? Germany's got a much bigger population than England, and France is similar-ish population. I think they've slightly more than us. That's interesting. That is very interesting. England is a proper UFO hotspot. So where you're most likely to see a UFO in the UK, England, London and Yorkshire. Right, so we'll leave it at that. We will leave it at that. Thank you for listening to me waffling on for an hour. Talking about techno signatures. Drinking game. And that London and UFO are the places to see London and Yorkshire are the places to see UFOs. Right, we'll leave it there. So, until next week, next Saturday, hopefully there'll be some more news. I was actually worried that there won't be any news this week. Because sometimes it's a bit thin on the ground looking for UFO stories. The sightings and things. I mean, I found some stories, some news reports about UFO sightings, but they're not that interesting, to be honest. They're just, as I said in this, you can't see, I've taken it off. This way you're most likely to see UFO in the UK. They're just lights in the sky, and there could be anything. We saw a light in the sky, and that's it. There's not many videos knocking about. If you want to see UFO videos, you go to places like Third Phase of Moon and Secure Team 10. But sometimes they're a bit iffy. So unless it's something astonishing, I'm not going to show it. If it's just a light moving across the sky or just a dark object, a dot moving across the sky, it's most likely to be a balloon or a plane or a helicopter, isn't it? If it's zigzagging about and doing amazing things, then yeah, I'll be more interested. But anyway, hopefully there'll be some of that next week. We'll see, won't we? We'll see. We'll try and will it into existence. We'll be like Uri Geller. We will will some UFO stories into existence for next Saturday. Are you doing it? So wherever you are in the universe, look after each other. And until next time, I'll say the...